my name's Madeline. Welcome to my channel, Mad Cow Maddie. I would like to talk about some of the things that you will need to get started to crochet. I know this is going to be kind of awkward. This is my first video, and I decided to do a voiceover, so apologize if these don't match up, but I'm gonna do my best, so hang in there with me. To get started, as you all have probably guessed by now, you will need some crochet hooks. This set, you can see that there's some missing. I like to keep my hooks with the project that they're currently being used for, so that I don't forget which size hook is being used for that project. But it's really great to have a set of hooks so that you have all the different sizes instead of buying them all one at a time, because buying them one at a time can get really expensive, so I suggest buying it in a pack. Some of these are bigger than others, as you can see. These smaller ones are for micro crochet. I'm not going to be teaching you that. It's way too small. Yeah, that hook is so tiny. I really struggle with them. So we will not be going over micro crochet, just normal crocheting. Alrighty, on to the next item. We have yarn. You're gonna need a lot of yarn. If you're like me, you're gonna end up hoarding a bunch of yarn and have enough yarn for life, but you're still gonna buy more. Because why not? I have drawers and drawers of yarn. So I just grabbed a random one next to me to show off, I guess. I really like Red Heart. I also really like Big Twist and Karen yarn and Brene. Those are my top 4 favorite yarns. Oh, this next piece is, this is what I use instead of scissors. It's one circular blade, and you just slip a piece of yarn through it into one of those notches. I'm not doing a great job here, but let me try that again. Hang on. From a different angle, it works better. Ta-da! So, that's what I use instead of scissors, and I put some yarn through it so that I can wear it as a necklace so that it's just always there. Nobody would know that it's a blade that I have, and you can't cut yourself on it, so it works pretty well. I really like it. Moving on to the next item. Ooh, we have a stitch counter. This is going to be your best friend, especially when you're making stuffed animals, because you will lose track of what row you're on. So I like to hit you hit the big button to go up one number. So I hit the big button when I finish a row or a round, and it helps you keep track of how many rounds you've done. Because when you're doing stuffed animals, every round is different, and you don't want to be doing the same round twice, otherwise you're going to get off and it's going to get really confusing and you're going to get lost and it will not turn out right. So, keeping track of what row you're on is really important. This is going to be your best friend. The tiny button resets it back to 0. Oh, it also is adjustable and stays on your finger, so it doesn't have to sit on the table and get lost and mixed up with all your things, which is nice. Next off, we have stitch markers. They're like they're pins. You just pin it into a stitch and it holds your place. So like if you're doing a round, if you're making stuffed animals and you're crocheting in the round, this makes it easy to know where the first stitch is of each round. You just poke it through that first stitch and close it like this, and then you leave it there until you get all the way back around, take it off, crochet through that stitch again, and put it right back on. Really easy, very simple, very, very helpful. Next up, we have sewing needles. I've got a few different ones here, and I've just been kind of mixing a few different sets I bought. Here's a plastic one. I hate these ones. I really, really hate these ones. Do not buy them. They're super bendy and flimsy, and if you are working with a project that is really tight and you need to sew in those ends, you're gonna have a really difficult time because it just will bend and not work in your favor. Do not buy these. They are awful. If you do, good for you. Alright, but I really like the metal ones because they don't bend. If they do, I'm very impressed that you can do that. This one's a lot thicker for like if I'm going to be using fluffy yarn, like baby Bernay yarn, or plushy yarn. It makes it a lot easier. And then I like to use these smaller ones. I don't know why I just showed you yarn, but I like to use these smaller ones. I really like the one with the bent tip, because if you're weaving in and out of something, it makes it easier to pop the tip of your needle back out so you can see it and grab it. Both of them work really well, but I prefer the one with the bent tip. Yeah, the straight one works really well too. It just makes it a little harder when you're weaving in and out. So let's put these away. I don't know why I even still have the plastic one. I honestly should just throw it away. Okay, the next item. Yes, floral wire. If you're making stuffed animals or flowers or something that you want to be bendy, get yourself some floral wire that you can crochet into it, and then you will have a bendy stuffed animal that will hold its shape. It's pretty cool. Like if you want bendy arms or bendy legs, or you have made a plant and you want to arrange the petals to sit in a specific way, you can crochet some of that into it and it helps. Okay, the next one, next one is eyeballs. These are really nice. You don't want to use these though if you're making a gift for a baby, because they can pop off and babies tend to get into everything, so we don't want to risk that. Yeah, so, but anyways, you pop it through the fabric of the yarn, and then you put the little clear fastener on the back to hold it in place. Next up is some T-pins, or just pins. Personally, I've actually never ended up using them, but I have them in case I decide to use them. I have some foam boards, so if you want to do some blocking, you can pin your pieces together. So if you are making a bunch of granny squares and you really want to make sure that they're the same size and shape, more shape, if you've made them all the same, but some of them kind of wonky, I guess, you can block them to make sure they're all the same, and you use pins to secure them to the foam board. Okay, next up is stuffing. You are making a stuffed animal. You are going to want some stuffing. I really like this stuff. It's polyfill. I also have some plastic polyfill pellets. You'd use those if you want your stuffed animal to have a bit more weight to him, like if you're going to make a hacky sack or something, you know. Otherwise, you just use this stuff. It pulls apart really easily, which is nice. I was gifted some leftover quilt batting from some random lady when I was working at Home Depot, which was really weird, but that stuff does not pull apart very easily. It was free filling, which was nice, but it does not work as well as the normal polyfill. Then here's the pellets I was talking about just a minute ago. They're a lot heavier, so I wouldn't buy a lot of them at a time because they weigh a lot, and personally I don't go through them very quickly. So anyway, that's the polyfill. What else do I have? Oh, I think that was everything. That is everything that I believe you need or should have to get started crocheting. These will all come in handy. I'll put links to everything down at the bottom of my video if you would like to buy any of them. I'll put more links in each video that I make. If you decide you want to be using the same things as me, you can. Anyways, thank you so much for watching my video, and please bear with me. These first few videos are going to be a little painful, I think. But anyways, have a magical evening. Bye!